Hello everyone, today let's solve the problem number 1327. List the products that is ordered in a period, right? So what the question states here, we have to write the SQL query to get the names of products that have at least 100 units ordered in February 2020. So that's what they have mentioned. This is very important, right? So what we have to do, we have to get the names of products that have at least 100 units that is ordered in February 2020 and their total amount, right? So this is important. Return the result table in any order. Order doesn't matter here. We can return the result table in any order. So here we have to write the SQL query. Please listen to this one correctly. We have to write the SQL query to get the names of products that have at least 100 units ordered in February 2020 and their total amount. So let's come to this one here. Yeah, you can clearly see we have the product name and unit. This is what we need to return in the output. At least unit 100 they have mentioned here. In this case we have got 100 and 130. So I hope this is clear. So in the question in the question we have three columns, basically product ID, product name and product category. Product ID is of the type integer, product name is of the type varchar, product category is of the type varchar as well, right? So I hope this is clear. Product ID is of the type integer, product name and product category is of the type varchar, right? So product ID is the primary column, primary key, nothing but column with the unique values for this table, and this table contains data for the company's product. So this is very important, right? So we have the orders table as well. So we have product ID, order date as well as the unit. So product ID and unit is of the type integer and order date is of the type date. They have clearly mentioned here. So what we need to do, we know this one. We have to write the SQL query to get names of the products that have at least 100 units that is ordered in February 2020 and their total sum. So let's come to the example, this one, first example here. Let's discuss the first example here. So just give me a second in this case. So we have here in this case, just give me a second here. We have the products table, we have the order table, we have the product table and we have the order table here. In this case, product ID 1, we have to consider different product IDs here, right? So product ID 1 is having the orders of 60 plus 70. So here you can clearly see product ID 1. So we are considering the orders table, right? So first one, so sorry, not this one, just give me a second here. So we are considering these two. One, we are considering the product ID 1. We have different product IDs here, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Let's come to the orders table here. We are having the product ID twice here in this case, right? So we are having the product ID equals 1. Basically product ID equals 1 is having the orders of 60 plus 70 in this case. So 60 plus 70 means 60, we have this one 70. So when we sum up this one, we get 60 plus 70 in this case. This is 130, right? 130. This is fine, simple to understand. So then let's go with the product ID 2 here. In this case 30 plus 80 we have, right? So in this case, so just give me a second here. So we have the product ID 2, product ID 3, product ID 4 and product ID 5, right? So just give me a second here on this case. What happened here? So yeah, we are having, just give me a second here. Code kit. So next, now we have this one, product ID 1, which is having the unit 130. So 130. So next let's consider the product ID 2 here in this case. Product ID 2 means this one. So here this is not sold in the February 2020, right? We have to go with the February 2020, means we should have the month 2 here, but 1 we have. In the February 2020, this one, only this one, the second one here, this product is sold. We have only 80 here for the product, this one ID 2. Right, for the product ID 2, we have only 80 units sold in the February 2020. So we have to ignore this one, right? So we have to ignore. We will consider this one. We have to ignore this one. So let's go with the product ID 3 here in this case, right? So this one, both are sold in the February 2020 itself. 2 and 3 we have, right? 2 and 3 we have. We are going with 3 here. So this is fine. So we are going with 3 here. 2 and 3 is nothing but quite obviously 5. 5 is obviously less than 100 here, right? Less than 100. So we are ignoring this one. Let's go with a product ID 4 here. We have 3, right? Yeah, one is this one. This is not sold in the February 2020 at all. This is sold in the March 103, 403 and 403. So this one, let's consider, we will not be considering this one at all. If we sum up, we will get greater than 100, 60, 30, 20. But this is not sold in the February. This will not consider. We will not consider here in this case. Let's give the, let's sum up this one. So we don't have some. Let's consider 0 for this one, right? In the February. So let's come to the fifth one. Here in this case, we have 50, 60, 50, 50 and this one. This one we are not considering in this case because this is sold in March. So we are considering here in this case February 2702, 2502 in this case, 2702 and 2502 in this case. 50 plus 50 is 100, correct? 100 we have. They have given less, greater than or equal to 100 units, right? Greater than or equal to 100 units. So we will be considering this one. So we are considering in this case product ID 1 with 130 units sold and product ID 5 with 100 units sold. These two we are considering. Other things we are ignoring here. Product ID 2, product ID 3 and product ID 4, we are completely ignoring this one. We are only considering product ID 1 and product ID 5 because this is less than or equal to 100 units. In this case we have 130, in this case we have correctly 100, right? So I hope this is clear. So let me come here. Yeah, product and unit we need to return as output. In this case, product name as Leetcode Solutions. Product ID 1, we have the product name Leetcode Solutions. So product name Leetcode Solutions and this one unit is 130. We have calculated that one, right? I have showed correctly. So this is 130 and product ID 5 we have Leetcode Kit. We need to return product name Leetcode Kit with the product ID 5 and we got the output 100. We have already discussed this one, right? 50 plus 50 for the month February. These two we are considering 50 plus 50, 100. This is simple, right? This is very simple in this case, right? So I hope the question is completely clear. What we need to do is completely clear as well, right? I hope the question is completely clear. What we need to do is completely clear as well, right? So now let's write the query. Let's write the query. Along with writing the query, I'll just explain the approach while writing the query itself. So first here, let's select the product name and product table here. I'll just go with here, select p dot product underscore name here. We have to sum this one. I'll just consider o dot unit here as, so sorry, where I'm typing, sorry, just give me a second here. So I was not typing it up. So let me quickly give here, select, we are going with the product name, right? So let me copy this one instead of typing. So this one, let me paste it over here, product name, and we have to sum that one, right? Based on the product name, we have to sum. So this one sum o dot unit, I'll consider this one alias as unit. So I'll just go with the unit here. This is fine. This is basically coming from what table here? This is coming from the products table. So I'll just give here, this is coming from the products table, products P. So we have to join with the orders table. We have to join with the orders table that match the product ID in both tables, right? We have to join with the orders table and match the product ID in both the tables. So I'll just go with the join keyword here, orders. So I'll just go with the alias O here. So O, this is fine. And we have to match the product ID in both tables. So for matching the product ID, I'll just go with the on keyword. By this time, you will be knowing, you have to know select, from, join, on, self join, inner join, outer join. These are all the things, group by, order by, having, count. These are all the keywords you have to know at any cost, right? If you don't know, please do go through my GitHub repo. I have explained. You can just type MySQL in the search term and you can get that one. So I have explained clearly for the individual keywords that are mostly used while writing the query. So you can just go through the repo. So I'll just make use of here on p dot product underscore id equals o dot product this one product underscore id. This is fine. So we have to filter only orders that is coming from that is coming from February 2020, right? We have to filter only orders from February 2020. So for that one, I'll just make use of the where keyword here. I'll just go with the date underscore format. Let's go with the date underscore format here. In this case, o dot order underscore date, comma, this one modulo y, this is fine, modulo m. This is fine. This is equal to 2020 0. So we are filtering only orders from February 2020. This is simple to understand, right? So 2020 02 because we are filtering only the orders from 2020. This is fine. So we have to group by the product ID. Why we have to group by product ID? Because we have to sum the units for each product. In this case, we went with just give me a second here. In this case, we went with 60 plus 70 because we have already filtered this one with the February 2020, right? So this one 60 plus 70, we have to sum up the units for the each product, right? Same thing we did for 2, same thing we did for 3, same thing we did for 4 and 5. 2, 3 and 4 didn't match the condition, so we ignored. Only we went with 1 and 5. Product ID 1 and 5. So that's what we have to sum up the units for the each product. So that is the reason we'll be making use of group by here at p dot product underscore id here. This is fine. And finally, we'll be making use of the having keyword. So where unit greater than or equal to 100. So this is it for the this one. Why we are making use of having unit greater than or equal to 100? They have strictly mentioned in the question that this one units has to be, we have to return in the output where units has to be greater than or equal to 100 with a particular ID, right? So we are including only product with at least 100 units that is being ordered, right? So that is the reason. So here, this is it for the query. Let me hit the run button quickly. So you can clearly see all the test, the sample test case is getting passed. Means the query works absolutely correct on this case. Let me hit the submit button. Let's see whether this works for all the test cases or not. So, why this is popping up again and again? Yeah, you can clearly see here all the test cases are getting passed. Means the query works absolutely correct on this case, right? So I hope whatever the query that we have written is completely clear as well. For now, this is it. Thanks for watching, guys.